Hello and welcome back to the Second Chance to Live channel here on YouTube. I'm happy to see that you decided to stop by to watch this video presentation. Thank you. In today's video presentation, I'm going to be sharing the third article in a three-part series that I've done on addressing social anxiety. To read the article, I'll put my glasses back on and bring up the article. I want to thank you for your time. You're an important part of my process, and I always enjoy our times together. Here's the article: Brain Injury and Learning to Manage Anxiety in Social Settings. In an article that I wrote several days ago, Living with a Brain Injury and Overcoming Social Anxiety, I spoke about several realities. I realized that everyone experiences anxiety and when interacting socially. I also realized that I could manage my anxiety. In my article, Social Anxiety, Understanding and Finding Freedom from Bullying, I spoke to bullying as bullying relates to social anxiety. What I realized changed my life as I began to discover that I could learn how to manage my social anxiety. Having these awarenesses helped me to be more gentle with myself. Through understanding that everyone experiences anxiety in social settings, that there are bullies, and that I have deficits and limitations, I am better able to take care of myself, better able to be aware, and better able to take care of myself in social settings. Better able to take care of myself through these realizations by respecting my deficits and limitations. Better able to stop berating and beating up on myself for having anxiety in social settings. By taking care of myself, I discovered that I could stop beating up on myself for matters that are out of my control. By taking care of myself, I began to realize that I could manage my anxiety and in the process enhance my experiences as I interact socially. Compassion for my anxiety in social settings. After writing and publishing the article, Living with a Brain Injury and Overcoming Anxiety, I was asked a good question. Your article is helping me to understand and build some perspectives on things. But just to make sure, have you overcome your social anxiety, or is it an ongoing battle? Thanks so much again. I really appreciated the question, as the question helped me to sort through my own experience. In today's article, Brain Injury and Learning to Manage Anxiety in Social Settings, I would like to share some of the strategies that I have learned that have helped me to manage my anxiety in social settings. In my experience in social situations, my learning to manage my anxiety took a long time because I bought into the notion that there was something wrong with me and that I deserved to be anxious. What I discovered helped me to begin to accept myself as I sought to interact in different social settings. What I discovered helped me to begin to accept myself socially as an individual living with the impact of a brain injury and an invisible disability. What I discovered helped me to realize that it was my responsibility, not anyone else's responsibility, to take care of me. With owning my responsibility, I became aware of what I was experiencing. With my awareness, I discovered that what I needed to do to take care of myself. What I discovered was that I needed to examine why I was feeling anxious in social settings. By being anxious in social settings was a symptom. I discovered that being anxious in social settings or situations was a symptom. By examining the symptom, my anxiety, I discovered that I was afraid of being ridiculed for not being enough or for being different. As I looked further, I began to realize that under my fear was the belief that I was not okay without the approval or validation of other people in social settings. What I discovered through owning the responsibility to take care of myself in social settings was that I needed to be okay with me. Be okay with me despite my deficits and limitations, visible and invisible, and my idiosyncrasies. I'm not suggesting that being arrogant or having the attitude that this is just the way I am, but instead seeing myself as a work in progress. By seeing myself as a work in progress, I'm given hope. Hope to realize that I can do something about my anxiety and about the anxiety that I experience when I interact socially. What I discovered about myself in social settings. I do not know if I would call what I experience as social anxiety. I am fairly gregarious when I'm out and about. The extrovert part of me, my personality, feeds off of brief but positive interactions with people I meet at the Y, the store, and as I go about my business. I believe what I experience is a degree of frustration in knowing how to engage in substantive conversations, as I have not learned the art of small talk. I've also come to realize that many of my interactions with people are like two ships passing in the night, and that is okay with me. I've also come to accept that interacting with groups of people can be taxing for me, so I limit the amount of time that I spend with groups of people. I do much better one-on-one, otherwise I graze when I'm in groups and say hello and interact with the individuals in those groups. If I click with one person in the group, I have longer conversations. If not, I'm cordial with the other members of the group and leave. I realize that I need to learn how to engage in small talk, but I try to practice the principle of easy does it with myself on that front. I have learned how to respect my limits and reduce the amount of my anxiety I have when interacting socially. If I feel like I have been misunderstood because I did not read nonverbal cues or social nuances, I ask the person if I overstepped a boundary. By doing so, I'm able to manage my anxiety. If I feel like I'm being misunderstood. So, to answer your question concerning whether I experience social anxiety, I do at times. However, I'm learning how to manage my social anxiety by respecting my limits and asking questions to gain clarification. If there is someone in the group that I respect, I may ask them if I'm feeling anxious to give me feedback. I also have a mentor and run things by him to get his insight and feedback given the situations in which I experience a degree of social anxiety. So by being aware, asking a friend in the group if I'm reading things right, and by running things by my mentor, I manage my social anxiety. What I realize about the process and myself. This too is a process for me, and I do not have to do it perfectly. I need to be gentle with myself in the process and realizing that I need to ask for help. I need to ask for feedback from people I trust and those who are not going to shame me for not getting things right as I am learning. I also am realizing that there are people out there whom I am never going to be able to get their approval or fit in with them socially because of their clique mentality. No matter what I do, I am not going to break in or be a part of the group or clique. And that is okay with me. It is about them. I am always going to feel excluded by them for whatever reason. As I spoke about in my 3-part article series that I wrote in April 2013, is the group that you are in hurting you? Are you being bullied? I need to remember that there are individuals and groups of individuals who bully me if I allow them to bully me. With my awareness, I am able to make better choices for myself as I interact socially. Please share your strategies with me. Above, I shared what I have learned that helps me to manage my social anxiety in social situations. Please share what helps you to manage your anxiety as you interact socially. You may share what you have learned with me by using the leave a reply section, which is below this article. I look forward to hearing from you. This is the end of the third article in this series on learning how to interact and overcome social anxiety. Before I go, let me encourage you with this. Please do not give up on yourself, a loving God, or your process, because more will be revealed to you and to me with time. The pieces of the puzzle will come together in the correct order and at the right time. I'll say so long for now. Have a great day, and God bless both you and your family. Bye now.